Y'all know we're here. Guys, welcome back to the channel. It's me, Zex. Well, it's Friday, the promised day we get the Fighters Rule update. So, for those of you who are new to this, Fighters Rules are effectively the Cardfight Vanguard Forbidden limited list, basically, like similar to Yu-Gi-Oh! Which, by the way, RIP to the GOAT. Son, you will be missed. Thank you so much. It's been a while, it's the first video since that happened, so I kind of want to, give my condolences there. And I might do something about that later, but for now, we're here for a different entirety. So first thing up, you didn't see that, you don't see none. First thing, we are going into the list with first, a new camera. Yeah, it looks a little more crispier now, isn't it? I got me a new camera. I was able to at least find some funds to at least upgrade something in the setup, so that's good. So I got a new camera, got a new mic. I think these are pretty good. I don't lie. So that's already good. I feel like I'm starting to game. But that's another thing. So another thing. This was originally the day I posted the Luck and Logic retrospective, kind of unboxing, but I forgot this today. But I kept it open for two reasons. One, because I yet to actually record the thing. I mean, yet to actually edit and post it. But two, because if they actually did change something, I want to at the very least be able to place it on here. But if they didn't, I would still probably just slap that Luck and Logic review together and put it there anyway. So it doesn't really matter. Regardless, fighters will change. So I'm more kind of a different position than most people. Everyone's really about the ban list because they want to see, if the changes are going to be the same as Japan, or if we're going to get brand new changes, etc., etc. Which, understandable. But people were but for me, what was important about the ban list was not the actual cards, the actual cards themselves. Well, they are important, but not important the way what I mean is, I was more going to be interested in, did they change anything? Because this is our second restriction list with the separation of directors from Japanese to global. So having the ability to finally see oh, are we actually going to have true split formats now, or are we doing something? Are we going to be starting to try and combine each other together and kind of keep us united under one banner? And that to me was more important than the actual cards on the list, because that means now we have much more open speculation, I guess you could say. We can actually speculate and not look like idiots when we we're all gonna look like idiots when we do speculation lists, right? But now we have more credibility in that, I guess you could say. We can actually do a restriction list thing. It's oh, we get to do a video, we get free content, let's go. We get to be Yu-Gi tubers, except we're Vanguard tubers. This joke failed miserably, and I'm sorry. But first off, let's actually get to the list itself and kind of have a discussion about it. Good thing I haven't pulled up here individually, because I was not going on Twitter. That was a hit. So first off, we're going into the standard list, which is the exact same as the Japanese version and the Korean version. Dark Strange to 1, and the choice restriction between Magnolia Elder and Inlet Pulse, excuse me, is the same. Which I said in the last time we had a restriction list, which was what was it, the presentation update? Yeah, when we got the presentation update, I thought these were fine hits. Inlet Pulse and Magnolia Elder are very powerful. It just comes a feedback loop of just straight up value, because Rokea can revive Inlet Pulse. It can go into soul after it fights. Then it feels Magnolia Elder. You just rewrite Magnolia Elder, call it Inlet Pulse. Then you get the attacks again continuously. So yeah, cutting that feedback loop, that value loop off, is good. Means that now other Rokea decks might have a chance to shine. And so that's good. And Dark Strain is really good, but it's kind of the weird thing is ironically the the Bastion players here in the West definitely like have kind of like not really played in the Dark Strain. They more like played the Order and whatnot already. So this doesn't really affect us, but I guess it's like now you can't just do it anyway. So no. But like the actual amount of people were gonna do it. So that's one thing. And at that point, that's one of the similarities like straight up stop. Straight up there, they just stop right here. So we go to V Premium, and there's only one restriction, right? I think, yeah, it's one restriction for V Premium, and it is banning a Rosa. You know, but a couple people would talk about it, it's like, you know, Rosa probably needs to get hit, or Vert itself needs to get hit. Rosa getting hit with V Premium is actually like probably like smartest move, straight up, like because that card is just value. It is effectively your value engine until you get to Vert, and then Vert is pretty much like your punching, like finishing ability, right? It includes the additional value. So getting rid of Rosa just means like, yeah, I mean it's not like it kills Prism entirely. To me, I think like you shouldn't kill a deck, but you should like hit it to make sure like it goes down and you know, makes it so that more people can play the deck, but it has more counters to it, you know. So I think, you know, at this point it doesn't kill the deck. Rosa hit doesn't kill the deck. I think people are still gonna like be like, you know what, then we're just gonna play Q tier, screw it, because that restriction is kind of like still there between the two there. So yeah, it might switch back to Highlander Prism, which might be less consistent, might be more consistent, who knows. But at the very least, Prism is hurt, it is actually smacked. So there we go. I think that's actually a good hit. And then we go on to the final like change, and this is the one that I've seen a lot of contention with, which is Pale Moon getting a trade restriction between Masquerade Master Harry and Nightmare Doll Alice, and then Meg Colony to 1 of Fabrication Dragon Ruination. Let's start with Ruination first, because I think that's probably the easiest one I can understand. Ruination is a very, very powerful card. If you don't know what it does, it's pretty much just like on-right Alchemagic, which is friendly, like somewhat Alchemagic. It's not really Alchemagic, I thought it was, but it pretty much is like you just choose a normal for your drop and play without paying its cost. Which, you know, that's why people are talking about, oh, you got the book, which, you know, is draw 3 is campus thing, and it was like campus 3, so less 3. So you mitigate the cost of the actual book for such a powerful effect, which is just a lot of draw and a lot of power to the front row. And then you get to do it again, because Meg Colony actually has a very, very good resource engine that it can actually abuse with the book. So it's like, oh, I get the book twice, let's go. So hitting it to 1 is interesting, because I know a lot of people also just like, well, Ghidorah also needs to go too, and I'm not against that. I think, you know what, Ghidorah probably should go in some way, shape, or form. But if we're talking about like straight up like kind of like seeing if that's really the case, if it's really just the Ruination book combo, if it's just that combined with Ghidorah or whatnot, I think that's there. Now, Meg Colony also has this thing of like, it is consistent as hell, right? It's entire like V support, but it's pretty much just like search out grade 3s. So it could probably get to Ruination fast, but you only get 1 shot at it. So the question is like, do you want to use it now? Do you want to use it later? Well, what's the, you know, I guess the question is like, how hard do you want to go? Like, what other grade 3s do you want to run in Meg Colony to actually have like a real play? Because like once you use your 1 Ruination, that's it. You don't have another book to use, you know? So I guess the other question is like, well, what other stuff does Meg Colony have in like the G zone or their, you know, grade 3s or grade 2s that can compensate for losing the book Ruination combo in that max consistency? So that's a question I should have. Note that I'm also kind of talking on my ass on this one, because I have not played a lot of premium. I have played, I mean, pretty much just my locals just has kind of like been on like a lull with premium. We've just been doing V and standard for a while. We finally started to get back to premium, but to me, like I probably would have a little bit more information about this if like my locals actually like playing it. But I know from site Osmosis. I need to read a book. But anyway, we're here to Nightmare Doll Alice and Masquerade Master Harry. I do not understand this one. To me, this is like the one that's like I don't get it at all. Like I do. Nightmare dolls are a problem, but it was not Alice that people were upset about, and it definitely wasn't Harry that people were upset about. Like this is kind of like the one thing was like you're in the ballpark, but you didn't hit the home run. In fact, anything you hit. It's like you're in the ballpark. You're trying to hit the home run. The pitcher strips it up to you. You hit it, only for it to go back to the pitcher, and he throws it back to first base, and it's over. It's kind of this weird thing. It's like, well, you hit it. That's a good job, but it didn't do nothing. This is it. What you doing, Chief? It very much kind of seems like, yeah, I don't get it. I really don't get it. That's the real answer. I don't understand. I don't understand what the hit was there. It more so feels like you're hitting everything else but the deck that's actually crazy. Like Ginny is still a problem, and Hari is not the card you want to have with it, right? It's like a choice restriction. I don't think works here, right? Like this is hell. Like in Nightmare Dolls, they'll just choose Alice. They've got Premium Collection 2022. Like they can just choose Alice instead, put in 4 of that new strike to compensate, and that's all they can do. Like you're not really like. I don't think sales are gonna change here. If that's like a sales thing, I don't think that's really what's gonna happen here. But that's just not happening. And then for I already talked about it. Ginny's this very, very powerful card. There's no reason to just not touch her. This is really like the one that's like, no, this is an L. Just straight up. This is actually like a miss in this regard. It sucks. I'm gonna be honest. It sucks, but I really don't know. Yeah, like I think Mellow Matt or all the other like vanilla, like all the Pale Moon like Vanguard YouTubers will probably go more into depth into this than I ever could. So that's pretty much it. But I definitely say like in terms of the premium one, I like the Med Colony hit or the the Stochea hit, I guess you could say. But apparently like there's like a Flagbird colony deck going around, which is like what are y'all doing? But on that note, I think the premium one's kind of like a little bit more disappointing. If we're looking at the V, I think this is probably like the hit that should have happened originally. But I think also like people were more concerned like, oh well, now Gurgrit's still unlocked, and then with Holy Shine coming soon, as we're about to hit into the main stretch of tournament season, with Gurgrit like hit, we have the harder restriction on Luard here. Like it really does feel like it. People are concerned that V Premium is going to turn into a one format deck again because Gurgrit is just that powerful. I don't know. I think that's why BRO is here. And then when we get to the BCS season, which will probably be like after the next restriction list, I think then we'll have kind of like more concrete answer like, okay, yeah, this actually was a problem. So it really just depends on how BRO goes before we probably get into thing. So also standard choices, yeah, perfectly fine. I'm cool with them. There's nothing else to say. The deck I was gonna probably play for regionals anyway was not even hit, so I'm cool with that. So overall, I think Kai said it best. Like it's half good, half bad. Like I think this page is good. I think this page is bad. I think we can literally just put it there. Literally like half and half, good and bad. Just pretty much there. Also, because I also thought about this, currently, I don't know if it's because we haven't gotten B Clan Collection yet, and they might do an update there, or what. But currently, I've checked the actual Fighters Rule page, and currently the change to Link Joker, which like yeets all the skills off the sleeves. Oh yeah, I'll talk about sleeves too. Which, you know, cards that literally just like, you know, yeets all the Link Joker reverses. That's not on here yet. So that actually means that, like, BRO, you can still do shenanigans with your reverses and Link Joker. So, hey, for now, at least you get a little more time to have fun. Also, a small little update. You can now triple sleeve your deck, which, you know, at least for your main deck. Right, you can actually use 2 or 3 layers of sleeves, and you must use the guidelines down below. You can all look at the actual list right here. Take a look at that. If you want to triple sleeve your thing, right? If you're using like, oh, I want to use standard sleeves with, you know, an over sleeve, probably like a smaller sleeve to keep the small sleeves from like shuffling around in there, and that becomes a problem. You can do that now. Like, it's actually legal, but it's only for your main deck. So your extra deck, I mean your G-Zone, your tokens, etc., those have to be at the very least single sleeve, I'm assuming. So that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it, guys. You know, I don't have much else to say. It's gonna be an interesting season as we go into the future. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank y'all for tuning in. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye.